What's good, y'all? I'm back. BOMAC was right. He said, watch, it's going to be an excuse. They're going to keep finding a way to move the goalposts. After Bud Crawford destroys Errol Spence, everybody want to start making up excuses. They want to start bringing up the car accident, which we all expected. They want to start talking about his eye. They want to start talking about the long layoff. Just excuses after excuses. But it's amazing that all of these Errolsexuals, all of these Errol Smith fans were talking big stuff. They wasn't saying, you know what's funny? Nobody said Errol Smith was weight drained at the weigh-in. He didn't look drained at the weigh-in. He looked comfortable. He looked healthy. He looked ready. Errol Spence looked more than ready. And I always believed that Bud Crawford was going to win regardless. But I ain't going to lie. During the weigh-in, after the weigh-in, and the way how confident he looked, I was like, ooh, it's going to be a good one. You know, I had that little nervous feeling. I was like, come on, Bud. Don't get this fool no psychological edge over you. You know, even when, after, you know, he said what he said, like, you know, I don't know if he said you should be thanking me or they should be thanking us. We made this happen, blah, blah, blah. And then they shook hands. I don't want to say I felt like Bud had a little nervousness or fear there, but I just felt like it was kind of the energy was a little different for for Bud in that moment. And I felt like Errol looked a little more confident and ready than Bud. Just for a few seconds when they were facing off. But Bud came sharp, he came prepared. That boy he know who he is. You know, he was warming up to the Last Dragon. Shout out to the Last Dragon, Leroy Green. Sure enough, he made sure to stay locked in. And he was not going to let that opportunity slip away from him. Errol Spence can fight Bud Crawford 100 times. He's going to lose 100 times. Because Bud Crawford is just that much better than him. But for all you goofies out here to keep making up all these excuses and saying, oh, it's because of this, it's all because of that, y'all some sore losers, man. Y'all are the perfect representation of this generation. These generation of youngsters and athletes don't never want to, you know what? I can't even blame Errol. Because it's funny how everybody, all the Errol fans make excuses for Errol. But Errol ain't making no excuses. He manned up and owned up to the fact that he got his ass whooped by Bud Crawford. And it had nothing to do with the layoff. It had nothing to do with the car accident. It had nothing to do with his eye. It's just that Bud was the better man. Y'all need to stop this BS around Bud Crawford. And y'all got to stop acting like Bud Crawford only won because Errol Spence wasn't his top-notch self, because he wasn't all the way up to par. If we go up to 154, Bud's going to destroy him even worse. But this is how you know the machine is backing up Errol. This is how you know that even in Errol's loss, they're going to at least try to make it seem like Errol only lost because of certain things he's dealt with in the past. They want people to feel sorry for Errol Spence. And they want to make it seem like, oh, Bud beat up on Errol when he was at a disadvantage. Why did Errol sign the contract then? He tried to lie and make it seem like Bud was the problem, the reason why the fight didn't happen sooner, when the whole world knows, or real boxing fans know, that Errol was ducking and dodging. He was trying to avoid the fight consistently. We all get it now. We understand why Errol knew that Bud Crawford was a matchup problem for him because of his style. And once he had moved up to welterweight and he started knocking out every welterweight, Errol Spence knew, like, dang, this nigga, he really the real deal, though. Like, he came up and he was undisputed at, you know, junior welterweight. But now I see he ain't just no junior welterweight, and he ain't just do all this knock out people and win because, you know, he just ruled that lower class. He's an all-time great. And Bud Crawford is an all-time great, and Errol Spence realizes that. Al Heyman realized that. This is why I believe that Al Heyman was doing everything he could to stop Errol Spence from fighting Bud Crawford. Not only Al Heyman, Leonard Smellerby, Booger Ray, like Coach Malachi say. Mayweather was trying to stop it too. I felt like Mayweather was trying to stop that fight from happening because of the potential chance to dethrone Mayweather as the GOAT, as the TBE, as that guy. Even though Bud put respect on him in his era and what he did and he accomplished, but the whole world knows that it's Bud Crawford. It's Bud Crawford time. The whole world knows that Bud Crawford is the man. He's a living legend. He's a GOAT right now. There's no doubt about it. But everybody that's on Team PBC, they all have the machine behind them, and they got all these people in place. I didn't even appreciate the fact that Stephen A. Smith would say what he said, or bringing up the stuff that Errol went through, because it downplays what Bud did. BOMAC was right. They was going to look for an excuse. Sean Porter. Shame on Sean Porter, man. I've lost all respect for this goofy dog. He's such a hypocrite. During the fight, he was tweeting, talking about, towards the end, when he knew Errol was getting destroyed and he had no chance to win, he said, you need to think about throwing in the towel. And you shouldn't be thinking about getting a rematch. You should be considering retirement. Think about your future or something like that. This is what Sean Porter said. So during the fight, he tweeted that Errol Spence needed to think about retiring. He don't need to be trying to get a rematch. But then the very next day, he gets interviewed by TMZ. Of course, TMZ. He gets interviewed by TMZ, and then he all of a sudden switches up and says, oh, if Errol goes up to 154, he can beat Terrence Crawford. I think he can beat him. Nigga, you are just a straight PBC slave. Just like Thurman and all these other goofies, bro. Y'all some sellouts, man. Y'all a bunch of sellouts. Y'all are selling out for the promotional company that y'all are employed by. And y'all are selling out for the machine that's backing up Errol Spence. That's trying to take up for Errol Spence. Because he is their prodigal son. Y'all give this dude the LeBron James treatment. Errol Spence has the same backing that LeBron James has. As much foul stuff that LeBron James has done, all these phony, tainted legacy moves he's made, they still try to justify him. They still try to GOAT this man. LeBron James, they try to GOAT this man. Kareem was not GOATed when he had 6 rings and he was the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. But when LeBron James, with his 4 rings, passes up Kareem, he's all of a sudden the GOAT. You can't make this stuff up, dog. Same thing with Errol Spence. Everybody want to just make every 1,000 excuses for Errol Spence and say, oh, it's because of this, oh, because of that. Nobody wasn't making any excuses. Everybody was betting on Errol. You know how many people lost money betting on Errol Spence? If that was the case, y'all wouldn't have bet on Errol. Y'all wouldn't have said Errol was going to win. Y'all, why didn't y'all say, oh, well, I don't think Errol's going to win because of what he went through. So whether Bud win or not, it's because of this. If he won, nobody said that. Y'all was super supreme confident in Errol. But after he lose, y'all like, oh, no. See, this is what happened, dog. What had happened was, y'all niggas is retarded, bro. Y'all can't be respected, man. Because y'all don't want to take accountability. Y'all like some of these feminist cult groups that don't take no accountability. It's like some women taking accountability is just their kryptonite. And you Errolsexuals, y'all can't take accountability for nothing. Y'all can't admit that y'all wrong. Y'all have to deflect and detract and make up excuses and reasons for why things didn't go y'all's way. But salute to Bud Crawford. Salute to everybody that stuck with Bud and was ride or dying with him when the whole world was turning against him and trying to blackball him. And now look, he's the king. He's a god right now, bro. He's the god of boxing. And you idiots out here, you haters, are trying to make excuses for lame-ass Errol Spence. Jerry Jones backed him up. Y'all mad because everything was in Errol Spence's corner to be the victor. And he got destroyed. Y'all's plan didn't work because the Most High had bigger plans. But this is what y'all do. Y'all make up stories. Y'all make excuses. But shout out to Bud Crawford. He the GOAT.